Hey everyone, and welcome back to Drawing Guidance Tutorials. In this video, you're gonna learn how to draw Mad Gasher from Beyblade. Okay guys, so right here is the outline of Mad Gasher that I've already drawn. Now, this video isn't gonna be too long, it's gonna be pretty short, alright? All you need to know is that this part right here is just a duplicate and inverse of this part right here, and bigger of course. So basically this semicircle is this, and this fang like object right here is this. Okay, now this semicircle right here is another smaller semicircle inside, but it isn't too difficult to draw. Okay, it's just basically using the same principle. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it, but first you're going to create two layers like this. Okay, so the top layer right here, okay, will basically represent the dots right here. Okay, the bottom layer right here, okay, will basically represent the figure. Okay, this figure right here, that's what it's going to represent, this part right here, the bottom layer. Okay, so first we're going to touch on the top layer. Okay, so the top layer, all you need to do is simply just use a paintbrush or a brush that actually gives you a thick, a brush that is thick in size. Okay, now for those of you who are doing it on pencil, do not press it down hard. All right, you're gonna do it lightly, because at the end of it, okay, all the dots that you've drawn on the paper, you are gonna want to erase it. So if you kind of press your pencil down too hard to do the dots and crosses, then you're gonna have a hard time erasing it off. Okay, now also for those of you who are doing on paper, I would kind of recommend you to use a cross instead of a circle. Okay, now trust me, I know if you're doing a circle, you tend to kind of repeat the circular motion again and again, which will in turn make your circle darker. Okay, and when you're erasing it off, it will give that dark smudge all over your paper and ruin this drawing. Okay, now it's not just for this drawing, it's basically for all drawings. Okay, now another thing is basically this outline, I mean this transparent part over here, right? Okay, now this is just to help you guys. Okay, so these dots right here, they are kind of for me. Okay, this is how I do my own things. I place on the dots and I connect all the dots together to make the perfect shape right here. Okay, now for you guys, what you can do is that when you place down the dots right here, you can pause the video anytime, preferably when I'm done with one part, first part, second part, third part, fourth part, and the fifth part. If you want, you can just pause the video 5 times. Okay, now this is a pretty simple drawing, so if you want, it is the whole first part, pause the video, take down these lines, any guides, any tips that I've told you guys. Okay, and pause the video in the next time, or actually you can pause the video however you like, all right, whenever you like. Okay, just pause the video, because my pace and your pace are completely different. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna start on the dots first. Okay, so remember to use the top layer. Okay, now first, this part right here, doing the left part first. You want to do the right part, you kind of have to skip forward to, I don't know, maybe halfway throughout the video or something like that, and then you rewind back. I would just recommend you stick to the flow of the video. Okay, so doing the left part first, very simply just going to create a semicircle at this point right here as a precaution, just in case your curve ruler can't connect all the way. But if you guys do this, you should be able to, because I use the curve ruler when drawing this and they were able to connect, so yours should be able to do so. Now again, this part right here, pretty simple. As I said, it's a fang like object, so if you want to start off from maybe at the same point or slightly higher, slightly lower, doesn't really matter too much. What you're going to do is you're going to create a straight line down, and you're going to create a curve like this. Mark out this point first, right? Mark out where you want it end, preferably maybe about the middle or 1/4 or 1/3 way. Okay, so now you got this point right here, you got this point, and you got this point. The bottom point, you're going to make a curved line to the lowest point right there, and the top point to the bottom point right here. You're going to draw another big curve, and that's how you create a fang like shape. Okay, now as I said, this part is basically just the duplicate and inverse version of it, which is enlarged. So if it's enlarged, obviously it's going to be bigger than this. Okay, but they still kind of follow the same principles. Okay, now this part of here, they can start at the same point or start at a different point, doesn't really matter too much. Okay, now I'm following this from the anime, and they kind of start different points, doesn't really make too much of a difference for me. Okay, but what really matters, this part right here. If this part ends at a, well, you could say it's a lower pace right here, then this part is going to end at around this part right here. Okay, so they kind of have to follow, you know, the same concepts. Okay, slightly. Now what you're going to do is the same thing over and over again. You're going to create this straight line, you're going to create this curve, and the curve you connect to become like this. Now if you want measurements, okay, like you want how long should a line be in centimeters or meters, whatever, I can't tell you that. It's a rough estimate. It is based on two things. First of all, how big is your canvas size? Okay, that's really important. And next is what kind of brush you're using, more specifically how thick your brush is, because if it's a thin brush like this right here, then you know, you create sharp points as easily as possible. Okay, if you're using a thick brush, which I would highly not recommend at all, okay, then you kind of create bigger lines to kind of emphasize your sharp points. Okay, but nevertheless, I would always recommend people to use a small size brush. Okay, just use a small size brush, you can't go wrong with it. Okay, so now again, very simply, what you're going to do, okay, just create the semicircle as you see right here. The only thing is that there's going to be another smaller semicircle inside, which is not really that scary or challenging. Okay, now as again I said, these 2 points, you can start at the same, different length, whatever. Okay, they can start lower, higher, doesn't matter. Okay, so you're gonna bring it down like this, and again I will just add in this point right here as a precaution. Okay, now the inner part right here, okay, you can just create a point, preferably about over here. Make sure that it isn't too low. Okay, and you want to create a point that's high but not way too high like over here. Okay, no, somewhere where you know there's still gap in between. Okay, now this part of it is completely up to you. Okay, it's more towards finding out your preferences. Okay, um you can either do it like this, okay, as it's not really so curvy. Okay, it's kind of just a smooth gentle curve, it's small. Or what you can do is you can just leave this part like this, the top part, whereas the bottom part you can make it a bit more curvy. Okay, just like this part over here, it's quite curvy, up to you. Okay, but that's yeah, that's basically how you draw this. Now I said it's a very short video because the shapes are kind of, you know, fundamental. Okay, they're basic shapes. Okay, now I'm talking about those basic shapes like square, triangles. Okay, um when doing this, the level of basic shapes kind of increase, so it isn't just like drawing normal squares and everything. Okay, kind of drawing this fang like shapes, semicircles are still kind of basic. Okay, but yeah, now I'm going to show you guys how to color this. Okay, so now at the end of the whole thing right here, okay, so basically we did our own. Okay, so at the end you should have this. Okay, right? If you don't have this, okay, then maybe you may have to, rewind back to those parts that you feel is missing or something like that, and yeah, you're gonna rewatch them and do it again, okay? But other than that, if you have this and you're happy with it, only if you're happy with it, what you can go ahead and do is just delete this layer, okay? So I know some of you may want to, continue this for the next day or something, or what you can do is you can just, okay, now this only if those of you, you want to kind of see your layer, right? What you can do is you can just hide your layer right here. Okay, look at the actual shape right now, and if you feel that you want to add in something, or I know you feel something isn't right, then yeah, just hide this layer, figure out what you want to do, figure out what you're adding or something, okay, and yeah, just do it, okay. But for those of you who are happy with it, what you can go ahead and do is just delete it, okay, because in the end of the whole artwork and everything, you don't actually need that layer to be around. Of course you can have it around, just hide it, okay. Now simply for this, okay, basic colors, just switch it to any kind of orange, okay, just a little bit lighter like this, okay. You want, you can take down the colors HSL, okay, and yeah, okay, same layer, and yeah, just fill it in like this, okay. Now do not fill in the inner part over here, okay. The inner part, I want to fill it with red, preferably darker red, so something like this, and I'm going to fill in lights like this, okay. Now next, I'm going to create a new layer. We're going to place it below, and this layer is what I would like to call the guides layer, okay. Basically this layer right here is what I'm going to, sorry, I like to call this the aura layer, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a red aura around it, okay. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a red aura all around here, okay. So basically what I'm going to do, very simple to do, but it's a little bit hard, and okay, it's a little bit irritating as well, because for this guides, and for this all layer right here, what you want to do is that you want to kind of make it have the same consistency right here. So if your hand's a bit shaky and it goes in, okay, just look at it, okay. Look at how from this big part over here, it slowly shrinks and becomes smaller. If this happens, means that you have to kind of erase it off and redo it again until you kind of have the, let me try and do it. Okay, something like this, but not really, okay, because you kind of want this part over here to be filled with red, okay. And if you just do what I did, just fill it up like this, you will create a pink smudge over here. That's because of the option, wait, how do I check, okay, that's because of the option over here, glow, okay. Now this was the standard part over here. Sometimes rub it in, you will not see that pink smudge, okay. But because of the glow, it's kind of, red getting lighter because of the glow is basically getting brighter and brighter. So red, when it gets brighter, it kind of just makes it pink, and eventually it'll become white, okay. So now it's going up to you, okay, if you want the, if you want the glow option or not, it's completely up to you. Yeah, I have no say in that, okay. But the glow option together with a black background, um it really kind of makes it like nicer, okay. So I'm gonna come back to the completed aura work. Remember, for the aura work, it's very simple, just do a aura all around whatever you have drawn, the outline, okay. Now you don't have to do the aura for the inner part. Okay, just take note of that. Okay, just do it for the outer part only, not for this inner part right here. Okay, so I'll come back with the completed aura work. Okay guys, so right here is the completed aura work of Mad Gasher. Now these colors that I've used, you don't exactly need to follow them. Okay, you can choose whatever colors you like. And another suggestion that I would give is blue. Okay, there's another color that's being used by a lot of people when coming on to Mad Gasher and Dark Cancer. Yeah, Dark Cancer. Okay, so blue is another. It's a light blue like this right here. Okay, something like this. I'm not saying exactly it. You, if you want, you can maybe make it like this, but I think this looks good. Okay, something like this. Alright, so now we're going to do the background part of it. Okay, now for those of you who do it on paper, I'm not really sure if you can do the aura layer. Okay, but what you can do is that you can use a color pencil or crayon, either one is okay, and kind of choose this color right here, and I mean this red color, this crimson red color right here, and kind of just do the aura. Okay, so I mean, yeah, if you don't want to do the aura, it's also fine. Okay, just having it without the aura is also good enough, as long the main thing is that you get the main figure of it done. Okay, but yeah, that's a suggestion I would give if those of you are doing it on paper. If you want to do the aura, yeah, just kind of use a crayon or a color pencil with a crimson red kind of color, and yeah, just do the aura. Okay, now let's do the background. Okay, so what you're gonna do is on the same layer right here, you're gonna click on anywhere which is outside of this aura part right here. Okay, make sure that's outside the aura. It isn't touching the aura, it isn't touching this, and it is not touching this. Okay, just simply do it like this. Place it far away on this white spot right here, and just click anywhere, and you should be fine, just like that. Okay, now basically this is the completed work. Okay, for if you're doing an aura, you can color your entire canvas, or what you can do, since you're drawing on paper, you can actually kind of cut the paper using a scissors, of course, and yeah, you kind of just reduce the length of it. Okay, yeah, that's basically it. Now in the event that you face any problems, what you can do is that you can send me your drawing together with your questions to my Instagram, which is on the screen right now, drawing guidance tutorial, or actually links in the description, so you can just check it out too. Basically, I'll respond to you within 4 days. Okay, just give me 4 days in max, and I should be able to respond to you. The earliest I should be able to respond to you will be within a day. Okay, that's the earliest. Now, why do I say that you need to send me your drawing? That's because on your drawing there may be some or certain things that you may missed out, and that's where I come in. That's where I can help you to further improve your drawing. Okay. Now, also, when you tell me your questions, you and I have different understanding. Alright. You may want X. I may think that you want Y. Okay, and so this miscommunication right here kind of leads me to giving you the wrong answers. Okay, now an example will be this color right here and this color right here. Red, you may put it down as red, you may not have stated aura. Okay, miscommunication begins at that statement right there. I give you the wrong answers, and yeah, that's basically defeats the whole point of it. So yeah, send me your drawing. That's very, very important. Okay, to help me to clarify your needs. Okay, and I can actually provide with you guys some further clarification further help if needed. Okay, so yeah, remember again, links in the description of my Instagram below. So please send me, if you have any problems, send me your drawing together with your questions. Okay, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. So on the screen right now you should be seeing some videos. I'll recommend watching the Pokemon playlist. Okay, just click on it. Okay, basically we've been using the same method, the dots method. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.